It's so obviously a pricing game that many respondents may adopt bargaining behavior or yay-saying helping behavior, which would be the opposite of bargaining behavior. Let's talk a little bit about another technique that's also very old that I don't think works as well as conjoint analysis for getting at price optimization, and that is the Gabor Granger stated willingness to pay method. This is a technique that you do in a survey where you ask respondents about a series of prices. You create a series of prices in a list, maybe 7 or 11 prices in a list, and you ask respondents if they would buy your product at each of the prices in this list. We start out by randomizing what price we show to the respondent first. And we ask them if they'd be willing to pay that price to get this product. If they say no, then we randomly pick a lower price until we establish the highest price that they're willing to buy the product at, etc. Let me show you an example so that you'll know what I'm talking about. Let's imagine that we're talking about a product that we think reasonably has a price range of somewhere between $20 and $50. And so we create a list with, let's say, $5 increments from $20 to $50. Now, for each respondent, we randomly select a price. And let's imagine for respondent number 1, we randomly select $25. And we ask the respondent, would you be willing to buy this product at $25? And let's imagine the respondent says yes. Then what we do is we then randomly pick a higher price. And let's say the randomly picked higher price is $40. And we say to the respondent, okay, now would you buy the product if it was $40? And let's imagine that this respondent says no. Well, then we randomly pick a price that's between the original price that we said and the second price. We randomly pick $30, and the respondent says yes. And so we need to ask about the remaining price because we don't know if they'll pay $35 yet. We ask them $35, and this respondent says no. And so through that series of steps, we established that $30 is the highest price that this respondent would pay. They would not pay more than that. They would pay less than that. And we can drop that into an analysis, a very simple analysis, to create a demand curve, a price sensitivity curve, where we try to project what is the optimal price point that optimizes revenue, which would be price times volume, price times the percent of respondents who say yes, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the Gabor Granger method has a number of weaknesses. Like Van Westendorp, it only focuses on one product concept, typically at a time. So if you want to study dozens or thousands of variations to your product and how your product would compete with dozens or thousands of variations of competitor products, this technique is not going to be able to do it. It just isolates and focuses on one product at a time in a vacuum. It doesn't put the respondent into the more realistic market mindset of comparing multiple product alternatives and prices and choosing which product that they would like to buy given that market scenario. That's what conjoint analysis does. Gabor Granger does not. It focuses on each product in a vacuum and just asks people, would you buy it at $25, without any other context specified around it regarding competitors. It's so obviously a pricing game that many respondents may adopt bargaining behavior or yay-saying helping behavior, which would be the opposite of bargaining behavior. And so different people will respond different ways, realizing probably most of the respondents realize it's a pricing game. In terms of the strengths, it's quick and dirty and seems quantitative. It seems to directly lead to a plotted demand curve like we learned about in economics, where we can find a revenue maximizing price and a profit maximizing price if we know the cost structure of our product. But again, that comes with some caveats and cautions because of the weaknesses involved with the Gabor Granger stated WTP willingness to pay method.